select the exact microphone that you're using, then press the OK button. Repeat the exact same process for desktop audio. Select the exact device that you're using as your output. Now, after you have done that, you can try recording a video and see if it starts working. If it doesn't, you can move on to the next method, which includes multiple steps that can help you fix this issue. First off, make sure that your devices are working fine. For your microphone, go over to the Windows settings. To do that, go to the bottom left of the settings. Then open up the application. Then go to System. Then go to Sound. And now once you have gotten right here, make sure that you have selected the correct microphone by pressing this button and speak. Then go to System, Sound, and now once you have right here, make sure that you have selected the correct microphone by pressing this button and speak into your microphone. And if this blue line moves, that means that the microphone is working. After you select the correct microphone, if no sound is being detected, you can press the troubleshoot button, which will help you scan your microphone for some general issues and help you fix them. Also, make sure that you have selected the correct output device, and you can repeat the troubleshoot, and you can repeat the troubleshoot button for that one as well. After you have done that, you can go to the top right and press microphone privacy settings, or if it doesn't appear for you in the top right, you can just go to the bottom, select your search button, and search for microphone privacy settings right here. It will show up. Once you have gotten in here, make sure that you allow access to the microphone of this device by pressing the change button, and right here pressing on, and also pressing on right here. Then you can scroll down and you can allow access to Microsoft Store apps, and also allow desktop apps to access your microphone. Turn this on as well. Then OBS should be automatically right here. As you can see, it's currently in use for me. Now, after you have done all of this, you can try and record a video and see if this helps you. That is it for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.
Meet Teddy, our picky eater. At Tails.com, dog food is never average. We transform even the pickiest eaters into satisfied feasters. And if they don't love it, Tails.com will adapt your kibble ready for free.
Nothing compares to an indulgent escape. Experience the ultimate luxury package holiday with private transfers and 25 kilograms of baggage included. And right now, save £200 per couple with MyJet2. Book now, Indulgent Escapes, MyJet2 Holidays.
Metro Boomin is arguably the biggest producer in the game. His revolutionary trap sound, iconic producer tags,
jealous niggas wanna know just how my rhymes blue. Mono e mono, albino, I'm you times two. Now I'm bougie, I done out cool the fountain blue. But never forgot the spot where I developed my plot. The dwelling in time, the veil where all my skeletons locked. If I could do it all over, then I never was right. I seen good, I seen bad, had my melanin match. I seen lifelong friends turn to devilish out. I was Mike and Red Leather trying to tell them to stop. You better beat it before you see the heavy metal get popped.
Once you have gotten in here, make sure that you allow access to the microphone of this device by pressing the change button, and right here pressing on, and also pressing on right here. And you can allow access to Microsoft Store apps, and also allow desktop apps to access your microphone. Turn this on as well. Then OBS should be automatically right here. As you can see, it's currently in use for me. Now, after you have done all of this, you can try and record a video and see if this helps you. That is it for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.
Alright, well, I'm hoping that you can hear me now, because, like, so delayed, man.
Meet Teddy, our picky eater.
I don't like how I don't even move.
Is never average. We transform even the pickiest eaters into satisfied feasters. And if they don't love it, Tails.com will adapt your kibble ready for free.
Alright.
Nothing compares to an indulgent escape. Experience the ultimate luxury package holiday with private transfers and 25 kilograms of baggage included. And right now, save £200 per.
what I'm gonna do right now is assume that everything's alright. Assume that everything is great. Assume that some people see it, some people like it. I like it. I look back at it and be like, wow, look how far I've come. Because I know how far I'm gonna go. It's just the Wi-Fi is fucking slow, and yeah, because the Wi-Fi is slow, it's probably fucked up the quality, meaning the quality is not even worth it unless I look back at it and then edit it. But even that, that's like, yeah, this is the first step. This is the first step. First step. See if it even looks alright. Because I'm still learning how to produce, innit? I'm not there yet, but I'm definitely doing my thing. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna make it fun today. We're gonna make a like a Blanco, resample Blanco song, and then make it into like one of them jerk type beats. Hood trap. Hood trap type beats. What else I gonna do? What else? I am also trying to fuck it. Let's just open up FL, download. Maybe it's bad just to record it. Don't know. Oh. Let's see. We'll find out. How about that? How about that indeed? Stop that, Sam. Sixty-four, blue lane. Pause quit. No, open up that shit again. Oh, what the fuck? We've got literally 30 minutes. Let's see how much we can get done in about 45 minutes. This streaming shit is just so tedious to just set up, and I probably don't even look like worthwhile. My back, god damn my back. Look at that. Still flipping, jumping up and down. This computer no good for this. Computer slow. Need good Wi-Fi shit. Incriminating myself. Yeah. Jump. Pause close. Close that shit and start again, man. Yeah. 76, I'm pretty sure. 76. Okie dokie, we're gonna pitch down. Slap that in there. Pattern. Let's go over to the beginning of it. Apparently you always have to, you gotta always get rid of the quietness before anything. I don't know why, to be honest. I think it fucks up the loop or whatever you're trying to do with it. Oh, that's bent. It's a bit bent. It's a bit bent. Lovely car. Try that over to there. Lovely we are going to use the whole thing. I'm joking. Imagine that. Yeah, this is a beat I made. I don't know. I need to switch up a little bit. I low-key do want to see how it sounds like in different pitches. Industry plans that were successful.
About a month ago, I covered industry plans that failed. Artists that were obviously picked up by labels as an attempt to get in on a dying trend. But a lot of people wanted to see me talk about some successful industry plans. So this topic is, depending on how you define it, any artist signed to a label can be considered an industry plan. In my last video, I had some Restream guidelines for this one, which is going to be looking at artists that a lot of people want to see whether or not these
Sound smooth, brother.
for this video. First of all, I don't dislike any of these artists, but I also think it's really interesting to see how a lot of these people got their start in the music industry. And for the sake of this video, I'm going to use a much more broad definition of the term industry plan, and that definition is the one that Google promotes, which is artists who have only just started out in the industry, established a small fan base in the depths of SoundCloud or Bandcamp, and are then picked up by a major label and groomed to be a star. With this definition, a lot of artists could qualify as industry plants, and honestly a lot of popular artists could, which is why I'm not a huge fan of the term in the first place, because these days it's pretty rare for independent artists to just blow up completely organically. But I'll touch more on all of that later, so let's get into the video.
Have to make it unique or some shit.
In the comments under my last video, Ice Spice was probably the #1 person mentioned, with tons of people calling her an industry plant. And it's kind of understandable, seeing as how her huge rise came out of seemingly nowhere, so let's look into it. She didn't start rapping until 2021 when she was in college. During her freshman year of college, she met the producer Riot USA, and they eventually started making music together. However, before even making music, she first went viral on TikTok and Twitter for a video of her doing this TikTok trend. After that video went viral, she released her first ever song called Bully Freestyle in March of 2021, and she continued releasing music. She utilized TikTok to promote her music, and it definitely helped with the types of videos she was posting. Most of her early music was produced by Riot USA, and make sure to keep his name in mind going forward. Anyways, in August of 2022, Ice Spice released the song Munch, which, as we all know, absolutely blew up. It was released on WorldStar, and it was played on radio stations like Hot 97, and it was going majorly viral. Interestingly enough, before this song even released, Drake tapped in with Ice Spice and told her he was going to play her song on his radio station. The DM was supposedly leaked, but that has raised some suspicion from people who think it was intentionally leaked as some sort of label promo strategy. Drake also mentioned her On The Radar freestyle, which was a freestyle that she did with On The Radar Radio. And it is somewhat interesting how she was getting all these connects with media outlets before her major blow up, but it is also possible that they were just tapped in early and they were enjoying her music. Anyways, about a month after Munch released, Ice Spice signed a record deal with 10K Projects. Following her viral song, she released Bikini Bottom, her debut EP, with the song in her Was a Liar Part 2 with Pink Pantheress. That's how I've been saying her name this whole time, Pink Pantheress. I don't know how you actually are supposed to say it, so Let me know if I'm correct below in the comments. More recently though, she released the song Princess Diana with Nicki Minaj, which also went crazy. So like I said, it is understandable why some people may see her as an industry plant because she just has been going insane recently. But she did sign after the song, so she can't do that, right? It's something you can say that a lot of industry plants, but I haven't seen any actual. Mostly it's just people hating, saying she probably slept with someone in the industry to get she had some help from some people that she knew because of Riot, especially since her marketing has been so amazing. It's either she's a genius when it comes to marketing her music, or she had some help behind the scenes. However, like I said, she did also sign after her original blow up. We also don't know who her parents are. She did say her dad
They sound terrible.
There's not enough solid evidence to call her a plant, so please stop saying it so confidently online as if you know what you're talking about, because you very well.
The UK's biggest used car sale is back, with over 20,000 used cars on sale. Shop now at arnoldclark.com.
Say hi to a Ho Seasons break. Book now and save in a 2025 sale. Say hi to Ho Seasons today.
To be wrong. Ian Dior is an artist that began blowing up like crazy in 2019 and has seen massive success since then. I've heard his verse with 24K Golden probably a million times in the grocery store I used to work at. He said his first song received 10,000 plays and he decided to keep releasing music. He put out a ton of different songs and was even in a collective called Classic Kids. You can actually still find some of these old songs on YouTube to this day, and they are pretty decent, and you can tell that he has a really good voice and lots of potential. He even released a whole project called Dance with the Devil, I believe under his name is the Problem. You can still find videos of him talking about his music with his friends and old tweets
Don't
in
like
the
it
deep
at all.
abyss of the internet.
End of the summer. Everybody know who Omo is. I promise you. Everywhere.
Anyways, in 2019, after releasing a ton of music and making a few industry connections, and they helped him with his image, changing his name from Omo to Ian Dior. Supposedly, before this, full of songs. His second song, Emotions, absolutely blew up. Then someone spearheading the Ian Dior industry plant movement was a YouTuber named Progress, a guy who basically just covered artists who were industry plants. He made a video about Ian Dior which blew up. Into releasing music, had very few followers and hardly had any plays on YouTube. However, he had hundreds of thousands of plays on SoundCloud, and all of his songs were on multiple promotional channels. On top of that, Ian was weirdly being heavily promoted by FaZe Clan and other affiliates of FaZe like Nelk and Alyssa Violet. The promo did seem a little bit fishy, but it is also possible they just really enjoyed his music. He pointed out that, like I said, he was working heavily with internet money, and 2 months into his career signed 10K projects. This became such a big deal with all the accusations that Taz Taylor, the owner of Internet Money, had a very long beef with Progress, and Ian even named his first album Industry Plant. The title was provided by Taz, who said, "If people want to focus on bullshit instead of the music so bad, we'll call ourselves it so you can't say it anymore, and you're forced to just take the music for what it is." And honestly, I thought this was a pretty decent plan, because if you're saying yourself, "Hey, I'm an industry plant, I don't really care, here's the music, listen to it," and then the music's really good, most people just won't care. To summarize everything in a simple sentence, Internet Money somehow found Ian early on, helped him develop his image and style, and then proceeded to blow him up and sign to a label. But if you're not familiar with Internet Money, that's exactly what they're known for. They find small artists with promising talent, so they help develop them and blow them up. They did it with Juice WRLD, Lil Tecca, Ian Dior, and working a lot with Dro Kenji. So like I said, so, do I think that Ian Dior is an industry plant? Well, by the definition that I provided for this video, yes. But do I think that he was talented enough to warrant the assistance of Internet Money? Of course. I love his music, so shout out to Ian Dior. So one of the biggest and most recent artists to receive industry plant accusations is Clairo. Following her breakout success with Pretty Girl and her massive success afterwards, it's pretty understandable why so many people think she's a plant. It also doesn't help that her dad is a fairly wealthy guy with connections to the music industry. But personally, I'm not so sure she's an industry plant, and here's why. So Clairo began making music at the age of 13, mostly just recording and performing cover songs. She continued posting covers and original songs on her SoundCloud, YouTube, and other platforms for a while. Multiple EPs throughout 2014, 15, and 16, slowly growing her fan base. She also posted YouTube videos of her playing music, and in the description, just realized how many of you actually watch my YouTube videos. A lot of you ask me what music is, and you can find it on my SoundCloud. So she clearly wasn't very known or very popular. However, everything would change for Clairo when she released a song. In 2017, it began to go viral, and she had a huge previous work. However, it was shortly after the massive success of Pretty Girl that people would begin to claim she was an industry plant. So people found out that Clairo was a Geoff. He currently is the chief marketing officer at Top Golf. Because of his high positions, he's very obviously Geoff Cottrell had some help from his good friend John Cohen. John Cohen is a man who is very well connected in the music industry. He's worked with Columbia Records and has done a lot in the industry, but he's probably most known for co-founding The Fader with Rob Stone. The Fader is a very well-known magazine. Despite being backed by major labels. If you look at any it's full of people saying they're disappointed, and even some saying they claims that were made. Pretty Girl was caught the attention of major labels like Capitol Records and Columbia Records, but decided to move to an independent label run by a family friend. The Fader label isn't even connected to any major labels aside from distribution. After signing to Fader, she's seen a ton of success and has multiple songs with hundreds of millions of plays. So I understand why people think wasn't because of any label. I think she just got Converse rubber tracks, but she can clearly play an instrument. So, do I think Clairo's an industry plant? Probably not. Do I think she may have had it a little bit easier than your average bedroom pop artist? Sure. Also, real quick, want to mention that in my last video, I released a t-shirt. Again, if you guys are interested in cc, which may provide some information relevant to whether or not he is a plant. So let's check it out. So the kid Leroy originally started making music when he was 'Seen, who did some insane research on this topic, by the way, discovered that Leroy's mom was also friends with an extremely rich man who lived in LA named Eugenio Alonso. It seemed like this kind of undermined the narrative that Leroy was extremely poor. He could have been, but it just seems like there's some story. And some information that wasn't in Yassine's video, I think. Saw Leroy at a studio when Leroy was possibly the guy who helped Leroy get his development. Before most people Yassine's video taken down with a false copyright strike. Who was already in the industry, he was in a band and making his own music, helped her make all of her music as well. They recorded a couple of songs and put them on SoundCloud for fun, but everything changed when they made the song Ocean Eyes, which was released on SoundCloud like others, but this time it got hundreds of thousands of plays. Following this, Phineas's manager hit him up to talk about Billy's potential, and then a few months later in 2016, they helped Billy sign a deal with a tune that was kind of like a development deal. They helped her make a video for Ocean Eyes and released a song called 6 Feet Under later that year. Scope Records, not even a full year after releasing Ocean Eyes. They released a ton of music and absolutely so obviously this already looks pretty plantish, especially with our definition. TV shows and video games. Her mom, Maggie, her parents also used to make music, and right now they still help her a ton with her career. And her brother Phineas is a successful singer, songwriter, producer, and actor. And they played the Warped Tour in 2015. Following that and his work with Billie, he's also become much more known. So, do I think Billie Eilish is an industry plant? Yes, I do. She's been pretty open about her early career, and it's pretty obvious that she had a much easier time than most independent artists do. However, again, I want to clarify because you gotta clarify everything. I don't think this takes away from her music or her talent or her songs. And also, I actually really enjoy Phineas's music, so it's really cool that there's like a little brother-sister dynamic duo going on. They're both really good. So this will probably be my last industry plant-related video because, again, I'm not a huge fan of the term. And I hope if you guys take away anything from this video at all, it's that we should probably just retire it. The term industry plant isn't very useful, and the music industry is very complex. It's really hard to tell what's organic or inorganic. So I think we should just take the music for what it is. Obviously, it's a different things you'll ever see in your life ever. So yeah, make sure to check those out. You can get updates on videos, whatever. We can DM, we can chat about music, we can have a good time, have a conversation. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like. Other than that though, this has been In 2024, we saw two of the biggest artists in hip-hop go head-to-head, dissing each other and creating one of the most exciting music moments of the year. And not only was it Kendrick and Drake beefing with one another, but a plethora of other artists began picking sides, dissing one another, and engaging in all sorts of other drama. The event was so crazy that many people started calling it the Rap Civil War. And because of how chaotic everything was, myself along with a few other YouTubers wanted to document this moment. So join me today as we explain the entire Rap Civil War. Real quick, like I said, I thought it would be cool to document and summarize this entire beef and civil war, or whatever you want to call it, in one video, so it's convenient. Started back in 2011 when Kendrick was coming onto the scene following Section 80. Drake and Kendrick met, Drake had Kendrick feature on Buried Alive, and even invited Kendrick to join him on tour. They also collaborated a few more times as well, but that friendship
We're cooking.
But good old Drake, who's known for being a tad bit sensitive, seemed to have taken this the wrong way. Drake did a handful of interviews after this, hinting at the fact that the verse hurt their relationship, and basically saying that Kendrick did this all just for some brief clout. Drake also said, "I didn't really have anything to say about it. It just sounded like an ambitious thought to me. That's all it was. I know good and well that Kendrick's not murdering me at all in any platform. When that day presents itself, I guess we can revisit the topic." Which is funny because everyone is revisiting the topic right now. Anyways, Kendrick pretty quickly dissed Drake back at the BET Awards cypher when he said, "Nothing's been the same since they dropped Control and tucked a sensitive rapper back in his pajama clothes." Drake responded on his song The Language, and later said that he had to stand his ground, but there weren't any hard feelings.
Where are you with a lot of the cats now, like the J. Cole's of the world or Drake's of the world? Where are you guys at now?
Same place. It's all love from the moment I did the verse to after the verse.
By this point, it was clear there was at least some type of animosity between the artists, but not some super intense beef. Over the following years, the two artists would fire shots back and forth at each other. Like when Kendrick said on King Kunta following Drake's ghostwriting allegations, "I can dig rapping, but a rapper with a ghostwriter? What the fuck happened?" Drake then responded on the Game song 100 saying, "I would have all of your fans if I didn't go pop and I stayed on some conscious shit." In 2017, Kendrick took some pretty direct shots at Drake on The Heart Part 4 when he said, "Jay-Z, Hall of Fame, sit your punk ass down. So that means you ain't bigger than rapping." He said this because Drake said he could make more money outside of rap, and his producer also said that they make music in a genre beyond rap. Of course, there's been a handful of more disses and other issues throughout the last decade or so between Kendrick and Drake, but I'm just trying to highlight the important stuff because that would be a very long video. As we know though, Kendrick took a 5-year hiatus after 2018, and while he was gone, Drake kept making jabs and references to him.
You know, the other two guys that I'm constantly, up against, which is like Cole and Kendrick. I'm excited that the decade's about to turn and we're gonna see who can, who can go that extra stretch.
All these guys that go away 3, 4, 5 years, want to chill out, all that shit. That's not me.
Drake even took a super direct shot when he said, "Fake woke, fake deep. You ain't no fame before me. Give your ass a little sneak peek. Now you gotta take a back seat." But Kendrick could not keep letting this slide. When Kendrick came back, he released an introspective album and collabed with Baby Keem a few times. But his priority clearly wasn't Drake, other than the "Smoking on Your Top 5" line in Family Ties. But after a while, it seems like Kendrick was fed up with Drake running his mouth, making jabs and subliminals on every other album he released.
Behind it.
Drake is up there with him? No! Okay. That's what I was saying. No! Hell no!
Kendrick knew Drake wasn't better than him.
Behind
He
it.
wanted to make sure Drake knew that too. All of this led to March 22nd of 2024, when Future, Metro Boomin, and Kendrick Lamar released the track Like That. But before we can get into this song, there are a ton of other people involved in this beef. I mean, that's why everyone's calling it the rap civil war. So now we have to address J. Cole and Kendrick's beef, one that people didn't really know about until this all went down. Rap is a very competitive genre, and it's no secret that real lyricists want to be the best there is. And despite Cole and Kendrick being good friends years ago, there seems to have been some type of animosity between the two artists over the past decade or so. Similar to Kendrick and Drake, Kendrick and Cole used to be good friends in the early 2010s. When J. Cole met Kendrick, he immediately knew he was talented and wanted to sign him. Cole was sending him beats, they collabed here and there, and were even talking about making a collab album. This is something that never happened, and many fans speculated up until recently that this collab album would come out. But their friendship, similar to Drake and Kendrick, would turn into more of a rivalry with Kendrick's Control verse in 2020.
Discover timeless luxury watches from the world's most prestigious brands and beautiful diamond jewelry at Goldsmiths. Add sparkle to your wardrobe and be the first to shop new collections and exclusives, including classic designs with timeless appeal to contemporary pieces with unique features.
Like I said earlier, he mentioned Cole.
Ah!
And he also said that he has love for all these artists. J. Cole has made it very clear that he is a competitive artist, and that he sees artists like Kendrick and Drake as competitors. He even hinted at the fact that it may have, in the past, affected their relationships.
Because I think I was so competitive, I don't know how they would feel, you have to talk to them, but I know for myself, I was so competitive early on that, like, even though we were all friends, I would say we were all friends and friendly. Like, I wasn't, I've never been a reach out, you know what I mean? Like, I never been that person.
So it's very likely that this Control verse sparked a flame in Cole. Not only that, but Kendrick began winning multiple awards like BETs and Grammys over Cole, along with lists like MTV's Hottest MC list, where Kendrick got #1 and Cole didn't even make it. These things probably led J. Cole to feel like he was left out of the conversation, and possibly even had him feeling some type of animosity towards Kendrick. Throughout their entire careers, they have been compared to one another, with most people agreeing that Kendrick was the better artist. But despite all of this, they maintained the fact that they were cool. Although, the last time people have seen them together was in 2017. Then, in 2018, Cole decided to shut down the possibility of a collab album with him and Kendrick. As I mentioned earlier though, Kendrick went on a bit of a hiatus for like 5 years. So the thought of the two even having beef wasn't really a discussion. In the interview I played earlier, the one that was released in 2021, Cole said that he had become more focused on building relationships with Kendrick and Drake rather than competing with them.
You know, I don't want to be like, damn, we never kicked it.
Fuck's it, man. Can't
We
find
never
it.
really even did nothing. So like, I'm at that point where it's like, I'm more interested in the genuine relationship than before I was interested in the competition.
And it seems like he was able to build that relationship with Drake. I mean, they're literally on tour right now. But Kendrick seems to be a different story. When Kendrick returned in 2022 with his album Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, people speculated that his line on the song Count Me Out was directed at Cole. He said, "Ain't nobody but the mirror looking for the fall off." And many people know that J. Cole's final album is supposed to be called The Fall Off. A handful of fans have also speculated that Cole's been sending subliminals to Kendrick as well, especially on his song with Benny the Butcher called Johnny P's Caddy. On the song, he said things like, "I put your favorite rapper neck in a noose, never letting them loose. I'm probably gonna go to hell." But Benny said he didn't think so. He thought they were meant for someone else.
That on my record, so people ask me about that, but we've been debating about that, man. Like, he was talking to somebody, man. If you ask me, he was talking to somebody.
Yeah, I saw folks saying they felt like he might have been taking shots at you on his own record. I was like, nah.
This led a few people to think he was talking about Kendrick because of the religious. Cole said at the end of the song, "On God, the best rapper alive. Headshot, now go and ask the best rappers that died. They tell you he never lied." This seems like it could be a reference to when Kendrick said he's the best alive. So some also put his verse on the Secret Recipe. That's at Kendrick too. Express. When you think about the fact that Drake said, "A lot of people debate my numeral, not the 3, not the 2 on the UNO." He also said, "We the big 3 like you started a league, but right now I feel like Muhammad Ali." And Muhammad Ali was nicknamed the greatest. So here Cole is in this song saying that while these other guys are good, he is still the Drake have had a politics and not for me. I don't care about awards, honestly. The true award and reward is knowing that the music I spend so much time on brings joy to people's everyday lives. This tweet was quickly deleted, but from tweets Metro liked, it's clear that he had an issue with Drake. Drake seemingly and quite funnily responded to this in a live stream.
And to the rest of you, the non-believers, the underachievers, the tweet and deleters, you guys make me sick to my stomach, man. Honestly, if you guys want to look in my eyes, you guys want to do something? That's what I thought.
After this, Metro posted a meme from RDC World on his Twitter.
Whoa, calm down, Jamal. Don't pull out the 9. It's just a joke. Come on. Don't shoot.
So this feud was brief and is public knowledge, but no one even knew that Future and Drake were beefing until this album came out, which has left everyone wondering why. Drake and Future were great friends for years, first collaborating all the way back in 2011 on the remix of Future's song Tony Montana. Funnily enough, there was a little bit of drama with this collab, with Future being upset at Drake for not showing up to the video shoot, which is understandable. Regardless, they were able to put that aside and collabed on many more songs over the years. There was another issue in 2013 when Future said he inspired Drake's song Started From the Bottom.
He was in the studio session with me, that's when I had the chosen one. And I'm like, when you make it from the bottom, you the chosen one.
So when we was at the studio, Drake came by the studio, and I always tell my engineer, start it from the bottom. So when I put the beats on, I was like, man, put the beats in. So I always say, start it from the bottom. So when I say started from the bottom, he thought I was talking about a song. So when I played Chosen One, he loved Chosen One, but he was waiting for me and Chosen One to say started from the bottom. So he said instantly, he telling me this story. He bought me a bottle of Louis XIII that I never opened up.
Wow.
Because of this story, and I'm like, man, I want a bottle, I need publishing.
This wasn't a big deal, and they were still cool despite this, but it could have been another reason that there might have been some animosity between the two. Anyways, Future and Drake continued to collaborate for years to come, with one of their most notable collaborations being their collab album, What a Time to Be Alive, in 2015. It's also interesting to note that this album was executively produced by Metro Boomin. They continued frequently collaborating up until 2022, when they last collabed twice on Future's album, I Never Liked You. Most fans had no clue that Future and Drake had any sort of beef until We Don't Trust You came out. That's when the internet detectives got to work. Many people began to think that Future's verse on the title track was a diss about Drake. He said,
I want another
"My
verse.
number one fan,
I'm
dog.
actually a fucking.
Sneak
I
dissing,
don't
I don't
want
understand, dog. Pillow talking, acting like a fed dog. I don't need another fake friend. Can't be about a hoe because we sharing in your feelings while you playing." Then people began speculating that the reason they were beefing was over a girl, and even supposedly found the girl who it was. But Metro Boomin shut this down right away, saying, "Stop making stuff up for engagement and enjoy the music." But then there was also another rumor going around before the album released that Future and Metro were upset at Drake for some reason. Joe Budden said before the album came out that he sensed some tension between the two parties.
And back to my Future, Metro Boomin, Drake tension. You don't think it's weird that nothing ever happened with that fucking hit smash song that Future and Drake made with Thames?
What do you mean? Nothing.
Wait for you.
It was a hit.
When you say,
it was a hit.
When you say what? No, it was a hit. It was a smash.
What you mean? Nothing happened with it.
Never heard it again.
They also pointed out in this podcast how Future and Metro were tight. And because Future iconically says, "If young Metro don't trust you, I'ma shoot you," for Metro's producer tag, and the album was called We Don't Trust You, and we knew there was some beef between Metro and Drake, that Future may have sided with Metro just because they're friends. With all of this in mind, the entire album seems like it could be interpreted as a diss to Drake. The title of the album is literally We Don't Trust You, and many of the outros on the album seem like they could also be directed at Drake. So we can't say for sure that we know the exact reason that Future and Drake are beefing, but we do know that it is in fact happening. Regardless, this beef allowed for fans to interpret previous lines from Drake's last album that seemed to fan the flames of the beef. For example, on For All the Dogs, Drake had a song called What Would Pluto Do?, where on the hook he said, "What would Pluto do? He'd F the hoe, so I did it." Originally, people thought this was a shout out to Future, but looking back, it might have been a diss. And it also may support the idea that they're beefing over a girl. There was even a lyric where Drake said on the song Middle of the Ocean, "The lyrics begin to reveal themselves over time periods. Promise you'll get that when the sky clears." Many people again assumed that this was a reference to Future, and all of this would be looked at differently after Future and Metro Boomin released their collab album. But believe it or not, there's still a few more artists who have had problems with Drake, including The Weeknd.
Introducing Mappin & Webb's exquisite collection of beautiful diamond jewelry and luxury watches from some of the world's most prestigious brands.
I remember when fucking
Discover the finest
Metro
watches
rang
and
them up
elegant diamond designs
for
inspired
wireless.
by our rich heritage. And embrace
That was
timeless
fucking brilliant.
sophistication with your favorite.
Weeknd and Drake have had a fairly public feud that's been on and off for a while now. But after being featured all over Future and Metro's albums and sending some shots at Drake, the flames seem to have been reignited. It all started in 2010 after Drake heard a new young artist called The Weeknd, and they met in 2011. Drake supported his career very early on and was a big fan of him. They worked together a lot, and The Weeknd even wrote 4 of the songs on Drake's album Take Care. As The Weeknd was growing as a solo artist, in 2012 Drake said, "I want to continue being involved in his career and vice versa, and keep making music together. As far as on paper, it's all being worked out. But that's not really what counts anyway. What counts to me is the fact that affiliation is known, and that's all I really care about." It was clear that Drake wanted to sign The Weeknd, and he said it often.
This is forever the first artist that OVO ever had and still has, and OVO XO is alive forever, I promise.
But that would be turned on its head when The Weeknd signed with Republic Records in September of 2012, which clearly upset Drake. He said on Twitter, "You won't get away with just a thank you. You owe me a favor." Things went along as normal for a while. And if you're curious, a normal Drake beef looks like some subliminals throughout your songs while maintaining the fact that you're cool in your interviews. Until 2013. when The Weeknd did an interview with Complex. He revealed that the songs he gave to Drake were originally for his album House of Balloons, but The Weeknd made it sound like he didn't really want to or that it wasn't the right decision. He was also asked in reference to Drake, "People think you guys aren't cool with each other anymore," to which he responded, "No, that's not true, but it makes sense. The thing about Drake is I told him what my decisions were going to be, and he was down with it from the beginning." So despite the both of them saying surrounding Take Care and The Weeknd not signing to OVO. In 2015, The Weeknd opened up a little bit more about his early relationship with Drake when he said to Rolling Stone, "I gave up almost half of my album. It's hard. I will always be thankful. If it wasn't for the light he shined on me, who knows where I'd be? And everything happens for a reason. You never know what I would say if this success wasn't in front of me now." So even though he wasn't entirely happy about giving some of his songs to Drake, he was still able to appreciate and acknowledge the big boost that Drake gave him. Things were quiet for a while until 2017 when they both appeared on each other's shows, signifying that they were cool despite any previous tension. But then Drake was rumored to be dating The Weeknd's ex-girlfriend Bella Hadid, which definitely could have sparked some issues between the two. After that, Drake posted a throwback photo to Take Care, and someone wrote in the comments that said The Weeknd wrote the entire album, to which Drake responded, "Abel co-wrote on Shot For Me in Practice, obviously was featured on Crew Love and The Ride, and that's it. There's 20 songs on that album. Don't try me." Then The Weeknd actually got back with Bella Hadid for a while, which possibly upset Drake as many people speculated on his 2018 album Scorpion that he sent some more subliminals to The Weeknd. Then in 2019, The Weeknd seemingly dissed Drake back on his song Lost in the Fire, saying, "And I just want a baby with the right one, cause I could never be the one to hide one," which is a reference to Pusha T revealing that Drake had a son that he was hiding from the world. The Weeknd also said on Nav's song Price on My Head, "You beefing with yourself, tell the truth. People on your side, they would ride for me too." But again, Drake would maintain that he had nothing but love for The Weeknd.
To this day, I'm always excited, always super happy for all those guys. And I never had any resentment towards you didn't stay on OVO. That was never really I'm not gonna say there weren't people that didn't feel a way about it, but that was never my thing. I never expected Abel to stay under OVO as soon as I heard him once express that he wanted to do his own thing. So it's my biggest regret would maybe be that we probably wasted 7 years not communicating with each other when we had something beautiful going on.
Drake echoed this sentiment on his song War by saying, "OVO XO link up, and they boy that sound like he sang on Thriller, we just had to fix things, family 6 things, we can't split up." After that, things seemed like they might have been cool again, especially when they were hanging out together at The Weeknd. But in 2023, on Drake's album For All the Dogs, it seemed like he may have sent a shot at The Weeknd on the song All the Parties when he said, "My playing P&D in them shorties don't listen to Weeknd." Some people don't think it was a diss, but after recent events, it very well could be. And it wasn't just The Weeknd who had a rocky relationship with Drake, because A$AP Rocky did too. Get it, Rocky? Like A$AP Rocky? Like that Trump tweet maybe? That was funny. It's been a rocky week. Let's just roll the footage. Similar to The Weeknd, A$AP Rocky and Drake used to be good pals, but now there is some beef that is in large part because of a girl. Surprise, surprise. Back when A$AP Rocky was starting out, Drake took him on his Club Paradise tour with Kendrick